This is Henry Kenwa, your coffee markets or your coffee matters friend, explainer, expert, teacher. Those are all these we can do whatever it is in the coffee. Today I want to take you through the journey of coffee. How does coffee move from the farmers, from the tree actually, from the farmer to the market? I don't want to take you to the cup. I just want to take you to the market where money is paid to the farmers. To the cup, we'll do another story another time. So what the farmers grow and it is harvested is what we call cherry, the red cherry. That fruit, that red is called cherry. The farmers harvest it when it is fully ripe, and then they take it to their local pulping station or wet mills or popularly known as factories. Whether that is individual or cooperative, that's a factory. At the factory, at the pulping mill, the outer layer is removed. That's a process called pulping and washing. It is pulped, they remove the outer layer, then go through the process, is washed, is fermented. There's a clear process of how that is fermented and how to get the final quality. And this is also the part we see clearly. Quality of coffee, you can produce quality of coffee, good quality of coffee from the farm, but it can be messed at the pulping level. As you see, there's need to ensure that people handling your coffee at the factory or at the pulping station, at the wet mill, are well trained, or they understand their role to maintain the quality as you produced it on the farm. All the coffee is now from there is dried to a moisture, there is the sun dried. Most of the coffee in Kenya is sun dried. We've seen people trying to enhance that building some greenhouses to make sure that there's more uniform and faster drying process to about a temperature moisture of about 10 degrees. 10 degrees. So that is the moisture that when it's that level, that stain, the red ripe color of cherry, then it has been washed, it has dried. That whitish covering seed is what we call parchment. So cherry to parchment. And this parchment, it is the one that is taken for dry milling for the next level. Maybe we think of the conversion. How many kilos of cherry make 1 kilo of parchment? That one is about 1 to 5. 5 kilos of cherry make 1 kilo of parchment. So if a farmer had delivered 10 kilos of cherry, when the parchment is going to it will only be 2 kilos. So then that parchment is taken to the mill. This milling can be the current registered mills. And coffee mills these days are registered by the respective county government. So you find like a mill like Coffee Enough is registered by the county government of Kiambu. You'll find like Udaya Coffee Mills is licensed by the county government of Nyeri. You'll find Kirinyaga Coffee Mills is licensed by the county government of Kirinyaga. Kipkerion is licensed by the government of Kericho, and that way and that. And maybe even we can have like New KPCU mill in Dadora. That one is now licensed by the county government of Nairobi. When your parchment arrives at the milling gate, it is issued with a number called an outturn number. If you look at the transaction list that I post every week, you can see that that's a unique number that identifies that coffee, that lot, that coffee that you have delivered. And this outturn number you look at it, there's the way you can look at the name of it, because of which county it came from, what factory and it came from, and the week of the year or the year that it was harvested. So this is very clear, that number, and it is then taken for milling. When coffee is milled, that parchment is milled, it produces what we call the clean beans or the green beans or the green beans equivalent. That is now the form that coffee is traded largely globally. And when it goes through the milling, the dry milling, it produces about 7 main grades. You have AA, AB, PB, C, all the way to about 7. Those are the grades that now, and this is largely by size of the bean and the way it is gravity. So even you go there, you'll be able to see what goes where and all that. Now, what is the conversion from the farmer who delivered cherry? How much of the cherry that is delivered is now converted into a kilo of green beans? So I'll give you now to say, if the farmer had delivered, let's say 13 kilos of cherry, at the parchment level, you do by 5, you'd have like maybe 2.3 whatever kilos of parchment. When parchment is now delivered here, then the farmer will have about 2 kilos of green coffee, because on average goes about 6.5 kilos of cherry is what makes 1 kilo of green beans. So that coffee is then packaged into bags. Coffee is sold largely in bags. But globally, when we hear a bag of coffee, it's about 60 kilos. Bag of coffee globally is 60 kilos. But in Kenya, the bag of coffee is at the trading floor is 50 kilo bag. So it is actually saying 50 this number of dollars per bag, it is for 50 kilos, that bag. Now, somebody was asking me, how comes, like now it's an interesting, if you look at even like what we have read for this week, that we had about 2 million kilos of coffee that was traded, and that was 3,470 bags. If you are to divide 2 million by 50, you see it to not be. So why is that the number of bags sometimes does not always the number of kilos? Simply because if a bag must always be 50, anything that is less than 50 is called a pocket. And I repeat that. If you, or maybe I give an illustration. If today you deliver 240 kilos of coffee, that should be 4 bags, because it's 200 by 50 is 4 bags, and then the other 50 will be called pockets. So it will be 4 bags and 1 pocket. And then so even you look at the trade transaction listing, you always see the number of bags, and then you can see the kilos, so that now the kilos incorporate even the number of pockets. So that is, even you look at the catalog, it says we have 33,000 bags and maybe another 10,000 or 5,000 pockets. So that's how, the people have it confused, that if you look at the number of kilos and the number of bags, you divide by 50, sometimes you see it's not agreeing. That is largely because of that thing called the pocket. So that is now the coffee that is delivered to the market, and it is what is now traded at the Nairobi Coffee Exchange and maybe even traded out there. We leave it at that for now. Maybe next week we speak of something else. If there's something you'd like to know more about coffee, some of the terminologies, how the trading, how does it go, what is DSS, everything, please, you can put your comment there, and then you make sure you follow it up. Thank you, and bye for now.